there has been a lot going on in the fitness industry recently. There are being shots taken everywhere by a variety of influencers, as well as inside jokes popping up everywhere as well, that I'm like, yo, what does this mean? And then I go look in the comments for 5 minutes to find out what it means. To kick things off, we have Soosh and James English versus Bradley Martyn. Soosh and James English run a podcast called the Mogcast. They had Josh Bryant on here. Josh Bryant is a crypto dude, and they were calling out Bradley Martyn. Essentially, Bradley Martyn pulled the rug on his followers. He promoted a certain type of cryptocurrency, got it real big, got the stock going up basically, and then what a lot of people tend to do is pull the rug on their followers. So they get the stock real high, then they pull their money out, and then they tell other people to pull their money out. And there's probably quite a few more people in the industry that do this than just influencers in general. And the thing is, he got paid $250,000 to talk about this, but he just happened to not mention that part. And so the Mogcast, as well as Josh Bryant, were calling Bradley out on this. And there's already a bit of conflict between them anyways, because of the young LA. Both James English and Soosh are young LA athletes, and then Bradley Martyn owning Raw Gear. So there was already some conflict there. And in this podcast, they were actually taking multiple shots at Bradley. To be honest, it was quite funny. They were mentioning how Raw Gear has not delivered a certain amount of supplies within the past few months to their customers. So people are buying it, and then they're like on back order for like 2 months, 3 months, and so on. And it turns out previously that Bradley Martyn actually had his own podcast, and he said that he was going to go down to Houston and basically pummel the 21-year-olds that were basically clowning him, for lack of better words.
Hey, motherfuckers, and a lot of them are in Texas. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of them when I see them in person. So if they find me, you better run if you know I'm at your gym. That's a fact. Where's this going? I don't give a
People are saying that, like, yo, he's actually going down there for whatever specific reason it is, and that Soosh and James should watch out.
I'm gonna give Brad that 60-piece combo.
Bradley Martyn has been in the industry for years now, so it kind of surprises me that he couldn't really take a couple of young adults, just 21-year-olds, they were making fun of him, that's understandable, but I feel like there's been so much of that over the years that it's kind of hard to tell whether he responded like that for clout or to get his name trending or what, but I just thought that was a little weird, being as experienced as he is, if it actually bothered him or if it was just for publicity. That's one thing that I wanted to mention, was that it's kind of weird because like when you're in such a big business, such a popular business, you really have to find that median between pleasing your audience as well as making your money. And if you're already getting paid $250,000 to talk about it, why not mention that? Why pull the rug on your own people? I feel like that's sort of a backstabbing move. Not really a cool move for anybody to do in general, whether it's the fitness industry or just other sort of stock market related stuff in the first place. The next controversy going on is beef between Alex Eubank and James English. This all started because this guy on TikTok named Mr. Goob, goes by Mr. Goob, he exposed people like Alex Eubank and his boy Hattie for photoshopping their pictures.
Alex, you've been caught red-handed. You guys see this up here? This should be a continuation, one straight line. Now we'll pull back and you can see it a little better.
Mr. Goob then went on to become banned, and one of apparently Alex Eubank's boys commented, GG's, like, okay, we got you, not again, not happening again.
Someone commented basically something along the lines of, what happened to your Instagram, bro, with the devil, the smiling devil emoji, and then he said GG, ... Goob responded to him and said, oh, these guys just couldn't handle it and they had to act out. Not the first time, not the last time. And the guy who initially commented responded and said, yeah, you're right, it's not the last time. Watch this. Basically saying, I'm gonna go take out the new Instagram account you've made. And Goob said, you realize that's breaking federal law, right? And then this guy disappeared.
On the Mogcast with Soosh and James, they were talking about Alex and the Photoshop incident, and they were talking about how there was a lack of an apology from Alex, which is technically true, but that is the majority opinion. And I mean, technically, he did say he was sorry if he did mislead anybody, but it didn't feel as genuine to most people. And after one of the nicest, most genuine seeming people in the whole industry, kind of makes you question a little bit about what else might he be hiding or misleading the rest of us about. He is very into his Christian faith. So coming from a Christian background, it kind of surprises you because it's not really the Christian thing to do, is mislead and deceive people. And so this really sucks because I actually look up to him personally myself, and I don't often interact with people's Instagrams or Discords or anything like that, but I did with Alex's. And so it's kind of hurt to see. Of course, he could do what he wants, but then again, it's like you don't really want to, especially as a national natural athlete. You don't want to mislead people, and it kind of makes people, I know a lot of people are wondering, is he even natural? Is he capping about that? And I personally do think he's natural. He does, that is a physically attainable body. I think he just has a really good work ethic. Most people wanted a true apology from Alex instead of what was given.
Well, I shouldn't have even done it and probably would have done just as good. Literally, it was just because I was overthinking it, and I definitely shouldn't have done it because there was no need to.
Personally, I'm kind of like, yes, you did apologize, but it just didn't feel like the same genuine Alex we usually get. To be honest, I'm still going to follow him. I'm still going to stay in his Discord. I'm still interested in what he does and the content he creates. And I do believe that he deserves a second chance out of all of this. I just wanted him to actually stop photoshopping his stuff, because even though it is a reflection of his own body dysmorphia, it brings out the body dysmorphia in the rest of us. Nonetheless, although it is an unpopular opinion, I'm still going to stick with him and follow him and continue to see this through. With that being said, there has got to be some sort of body dysmorphia, honesty, balance that we find here. I know a lot of people, almost everyone in the fitness industry, puts filters on their stuff. They just find the proper lighting, the proper angles, whatever. When you see a lot of these people in person, not under this great lighting, you're kind of like, oh, they're not as big as I thought, especially when they're just walking around just living their life. They don't have a pump and so on. So he clearly did this because he wanted to look bigger, he wanted to look better, he wanted to have a smaller waist, bigger back. He wanted people to click on his pictures a lot more, and he wanted to gain even more of a following. However, this is in a similar boat as being fake natty, in my opinion, because fake natties are that's at least their actual body. Like when they are showing you, like, that is their real body. They're not necessarily photoshopping it. But when you Photoshop something, it's like, dang, dude, that isn't even you. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't want his hard work discredited or what, but there's got to be this same thing with that I was talking about with Bradley Martyn. You have to please your audience, but you can't lose your honesty over something that might make you get bigger and gain viewers. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? All of those people are beefing, and Jon Skywalker and Greg Doucette are beefing as well. This is because Greg Doucette has made multiple videos and posts regarding Callum Von Mager on his drug addiction and jumping out of a 2-story building while on meth. However, Greg still continued to promote his supplements and testosterone and whatnot. So Jon proceeded to post that basically Greg's a snake and he's a sellout, and he's just trying to, once again, just promote his supplements even at the cost of someone else's health. So Greg came out with a video talking about it, and he even mentioned how he took the advertisement down when he posted about Callum, because Jon basically said, why sell products while posting about someone else's serious issues?
Powder, training plans, all that kind of stuff. I do it all the time. And so I did in fact go back later and remove that because perhaps it's not appropriate to do so.
Although, to be fair, Coach Greg, he does post his advertisements at the end of every Instagram post, every video. That is a normal occurrence with all of his posts in the first place. But I do think that was very kind of him to take it down because it did start such an issue. And here's a screenshot of Lex Little trying to bring everyone together. Lex also came out with a video just describing what's going on with everybody, and he's very similar to me in the terms of we don't like being problematic. We are not people that like to go out and cause conflict or create chaos or whatever. So this is just a bunch of the information that I have heard and seen recently, and it kind of sums everything up for you guys, because I know there's shots being taken everywhere as well as inside jokes popping up that you guys want to be a part of as well as I do. Now you guys are in the loop, and there's probably even more stuff going on that I'm either not aware of, or maybe I could have misunderstood something along the way, but there it is for you guys. The thing is, I love just about all of these guys. I don't know them personally, but they are very entertaining, and I do tend to watch and learn from a lot of these guys. And they all have really cool personalities. Like, I feel like I could actually be friends with these guys in person. As you guys know, I am obviously a Greg Doucette fan. I have his cookbook. I have done videos on him in the past, and I even have an affiliate link down below for his cookbook, so go check that out if you are interested. I recently found James and Soosh as well, and I have very much so enjoyed listening to their podcast, the Mogcast. It's really funny because Soosh actually reminds me of one of my own friends whose name is also Brandon, and they're also really goofy personalities, and I just love that about them. Alex tends to pop up everywhere on my social medias. I just think that's funny because I literally, no matter where I go, I just see him. So I just thought it was cool. He's Christian like myself, and I grew very attached to him very quickly. Jon Skywalker, I've heard of before. I've seen him in a few videos, actually. I just don't tend to follow him as much as I do these other guys. However, of course, you know, my nerdy self. I saw a shredded dude with the last name Skywalker pop up quite a few times on YouTube, on Instagram. So I've seen him around before. But all around, he seems like a cool guy. As far as Bradley Martyn goes, he is very entertaining as well. I just continue to hear snake-like accusations against him quite frequently now. So I'm a bit iffy on him as far as his morals and honesty goes, but he is very entertaining nonetheless. Again, so I'm still following everybody, and I'm not necessarily demonizing anybody either. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the matter, and hopefully I didn't miss or misunderstand anything. If you guys like this sort of content, like, subscribe, road to 200, let's get it.